do you want me to open up with a fat old what up naughty steppers?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so on Mr. Toby's request here, he has kind of asked that I, hark back to the old introduction. So what up, naughty steppers? Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you.
Doing it.
First interview on the channel, the first full-blown artist interview on the channel. If you don't,
it's about bloody time.
If you don't count the rave review videos, but that was kind of, which you have done before actually. Do you remember that?
No, I've not watched that rave review. You're ripping off Schism, mate.
But do you remember that? That's all I want to know. Do you remember that? The interview we did, mate, at a show.
Yeah, in London.
Yeah, the audio showcase.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, outside that sweatbox, I remember that. Oh my god. Yeah, that was really fun, and I was so good. Like, you were like, "Oh, let's do an interview." I was like, "I'm well up for it, man. I was well up for it." Lost a bit of weight since then, so it definitely changed, and grown a beard. So
it is true, and
I'm like a new man.
And big ups for that. That's amazing. That's awesome. Anyway, here we are, the first proper artist interview on the channel. So happy you're here. Thank you. And this is in celebration, of course, of a compilation that came out today on NSD Black Label XL7. How are you feeling that it's out, that you are headlining that compilation? How's it feel?
Yeah, I think it was actually quite a lot of work. It's not just picking the tracks, it's just like, well, I got to do 3 of my own tracks as well, and making sure that they're top tier. I just think it was it was actually more admin than I thought it would be. But you know what? I'm so glad it's over, because now I can, party out with my friend. Oh, wait, no, I can't, because I'm in lockdown. So...
Yeah, I mean, that's another bit of news for Wales in particular, where you're from.
Yeah.
Is that
we got absolutely murked. We got murked by a lockdown right now, so I can't even go out and celebrate it. In fact, I probably should have done already, but oh well, back in the studio permanently or indefinitely.
You can get drunk by yourself if you want.
Oh, that's sad, isn't it? Oh my gosh.
It's there. But no, before we get into that compilation a little bit more later on, I just want to know, first off, like a bit of a touching base kind of thing. How has the lockdown situation been for you generally? How have you found it, and has it affected your music production much, or just how you work really?
I think the first couple of months pretty much just like turned everything on its head, and it's always supposed to be my current year. I thought it was going to be in 2019. No, 2020 was probably surely going to be the one where I was able to fully expand my career into the place where 85% of my listeners are from, which is America, and we've been grinding so hard to get there, and that's all just come to a complete stop. But it is what it is, and I think honestly, I was able to turn my attention more towards like mentoring, and I think if I'm just talking about positives about this lockdown, because I can talk about the negatives all day. I'm talking more about positives.
For sure.
The mentoring, man, has been incredibly rewarding. I honestly think that helping other people, other really good producers that just haven't got it yet, just finally get that sort of push that they need, or that polish on their tracks. That for me has been the highlight of this year. Helping people like Doc Lock, Speed Shift, Mr. Think as well have been just really, really fun to work with, and the whole of Defyre as well. I think that is the main bulk of what's happened during this lockdown for me, and it's been really, really rewarding. Really rewarding. I feel like a father a little bit. Like,
that's amazing.
Go on, son. Go on.
Yeah, that's great.
But I guess being locked away, and it will just do a toll on you mentally. And I think you've got to find that extra energy that you aren't using by going out into doing other stuff, whether that be music, exercising, or something like that. That just kept me sane, honestly. So But I've just turned to mentoring, and then obviously this compilation came out, and I was still releasing music, so that just didn't change. But yeah, mentoring was the big part for sure.
So you'd say that kind of, do you think that affected your music, how you make music? The fact that you were teaching people, did it affect how you're making your own music?
Yeah, I think teaching obviously like allows you to be better as well. Like you learn more by being a teacher, and I was also learn a lot of Ableton as well, because a lot of students use Ableton,
right?
And I was a lot of times with these students, I was like, where's the pitch shift? I don't know where the pitch shift is, and they're like, yeah, it's over here. But I tell you what, the lockdown has also made me change. It almost gave me an epiphany of what my music should be for this year, or maybe for next year as well. We don't know how long it's going to last, but I've now decided that I'm probably going to go for more melodic stuff, rather than the atonal sort of like Disgrace, for example. The thing that's literally just machine gun blasting on you. It's just made for the dance floor, right? It's just there so people can just throw their head back and smack their head against the fucking rail. That's what it was there for. But there ain't a rail to ride, or there isn't a dance floor to mosh pit on. And I think the fact that I released Disassociation on that compilation has just proved it. Like, people were saying that they love it. And I think what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to get more music that is more streaming friendly, catchier melodies, rather than just, to pop up, to straight up like atonal noise sort of stuff. So I think that's the direction I'm going to go for this year at least, and maybe a little bit next year
and beyond,
and maybe do some more experimental stuff as well, because there ain't a DJ to appease. Dubstep, you have to make everything kind of on grid, no nasty surprises, no tempo changes, no key shifts. That's why Polyrhythm probably did so well as well, because
it is so out there and different.
Yeah, exactly. And people are like, oh, this is new, this is something I would want to stream. Streaming is king right now. So who knows? I might make some hardcore punk or something.
Love it. Yeah, come on, let's go.
Literally open season for my music right now. So you'll probably see some more melodic stuff in the future, definitely.
I'm interested about that. Did something kind of click in your mind, or did a particular thing happen for you to be like, yeah, I want to do that? Or was it listening to particular kinds of music more, or was it just a moment, or do you know what happened, or how it kind of set off in your mind?
It was more of the success of Rhythm Love Song, and now I think potential success of Disassociation. Very similar songs. They both have that melodic fake out, I guess. But like that after Disassociation, I'm like, yeah, it's gotta happen more like that. I have more melodic stuff like planned in the way, like some of it was in the mix. Yeah, I just think listening to other music, I've been getting into like Youngblood and Bring Me the Horizon again, reliving my emo fucking days.
Okay, let's go.
All up in black. Yeah, exactly. But like, now with coronavirus and having an open field with my music, I can pretty much do anything I want. I'm literally just going to go down that route now. I'm going to try and do stuff that people have not done before musically, idea-wise, rather than sound design-wise. Because what I used to do is just like, if I make this a cool sound that nobody else has heard, that's a guaranteed banger. It's like, not necessarily anymore. It's kind of like, you have to make the idea as a whole song good. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on now. As
we alluded to not too long ago, you have been releasing music recently. Of course, your Slander remix. Yes. What I was interested about that one was, did the production of that start and end within lockdown, or did it start before lockdown and you're able to do it quite quickly, or did it take you a long time? Like, how did the concept for that remix come about?
You'll be surprised, actually. It's actually cool. It's really cool how it came about. So a mentor of mine, I can't remember a mentor of mine, a student of mine, I can't remember who his name is, unfortunately, because I have so many, God. He basically was like, I want to know how to do Reese's sort of bass design, and then how I can implement that in the drop. So I literally made the synthesis of like 8 bars of what you hear in the Slander remix in front of him. And after the session I was over with, I then got asked by Slander to remix the song. And instead of being like, I'm going to literally like take the stems and make the song out of that, I literally just finished that respace song and everything in it, and then I just slapped the vocals over the top of it. Bang, there's your remix. And then obviously I use a lot of Moody Good, like the stems from the Moody Good bass design as well in there as well. And that's how it came about. I literally make ideas in front of students, and I think a lot of DJs are like, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't give away your secrets, man. That's a dangerous thing. Even my best friends are like, you can't be teaching them, man. They'll get better. Everyone who's been taught by someone bigger has always been better than them. But I don't see it like that. You know what? If someone like, I know JoeB is like very inspired me, and he had a mental session, but he has his own sound, and people are like literally commenting on his tracks like, oh, it sounds like Oddprophet. Man, no, it sounds like JoeB, bro.
It does,
and stuff like that. Yeah, he's absolutely smashing it. I want to just mention that
he's on XL7, which we've talked about briefly already.
Yeah,
and again, just a quick revisit of how you feel that it's out, that it's that it's a thing, that your name is headlining a Never Say Die compilation. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see other artists post my name, and they have to do it. It's funny. Yeah. They have to put the Oddprophet on the fucking artwork. I think that's really cool. I think it's always a weird experience, because at the end of the day, I still feel like Toby, who still attends shows at London and all that. I still feel like one of the fans at some points, and I have to kind of realize that it's like, oh shit, I just did a fucking compilation for Never Say Die. Shit, I was listening to in school. And I think because it's such a slow process of getting there, you don't really realize the accomplishments of how big they are. I think that's all I have to say on that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think what quite a few people, myself included, will want to know is just how much of a part you play in putting it together, because obviously your name's on the front of it. People might think, oh, he has a selection of tunes and he chooses some or chooses a couple, or he has, artists he likes and is like, I would like a song from them on it, kind of thing. So yeah, how does it go down?
It's not necessarily like, right, here you go, Toby, it's all yours. The compilation is yours to do. You can choose anyone you want. It doesn't work like that. There's obviously artists on the label who have given like songs that could be considered for that compilation. It's quite big. And then you as an artist can choose, say, out of 30 tracks, which ones you want to do, or which ones you think are applicable for this compilation. Yeah, I think I chose the best ones. And then obviously they were like, you can also choose someone that possibly was on audio records or someone that you mentor. And I really think JoeB needed to be highlighted this year. So that was probably the most personal choice out of everything, because I think, out of 30, 40 tracks from a pool, it's still like approved by them a little bit. It's at the end of the day, it has my name on it, but it's still Never Say Die's compilation.
But of course,
but I still got a really big say in it. So I think I chose the best ones. And I think a lot of people agree with me. People say it was like the best XL compilation ever. Not to rub my own dick or anything, but it's their words, not mine.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta, all the compliments, just allow them to rain down, take them.
Shower in it, mate.
It is what it is, it's just got my name on it, and it's amazing.
It's just my name on it, bro. I take credit for everyone else's songs, man. It's all my doing.
I mean, you wrote them all. At the end of the day, they're all your songs. I
ghostwrite. That's why I was so vexed about working so much, man. I had to ghostwrite everything. It sucked.
Oh man, it's amazing. Like your debut album out today, and here we are. I don't know, it's amazing, isn't it? Oddprophet debut
Uh,
album XL7 on Black
It
Label.
does look like my
yeah,
album on Spotify. It's literally on my Spotify page. That's because Spotify don't have pages for labels. They don't.
Yeah,
They don't have
yeah,
pages for labels, so they have to put it on mine. So it
yeah,
literally looks like I've released an album to anyone who doesn't know any better. I'll take it.
indeed. But yeah, going back to XL7.
Yeah.
If I am correct, you have a song, the first one called Voxel Tear Out.
Yeah.
The first thing that's in my mind when I see that is where, I know Voxel, but Americans won't know Voxel and like the
Yeah, they'll
history
say
of
it's the
it.
car, right? They were
Right.
like, the Vauxhall Corsa Tarot. Well, that's what
Right.
someone's saying, all that shit.
Exactly. But yeah,
Yeah.
Vauxhall is an area in London, and it's actually home to, some of the best dubstep events of the last decade or so, in particular. But yeah, I was interested as to that title and how it came about, where it came from.
Well, as soon as I turned 18, Connor, I lived in Swansea for a long time. Well, for all my life, basically, and I was still in college when I turned 18. And I only recently discovered a German tarot artist called Sadu, if you know who he is. Of course you do, probably do. Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
And it was actually kind of, I listened to his Godzilla EP on some kind of like really nice fucking Apple earpods, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's insane. Really, really cool. And as by chance, he was literally playing next month in Vauxhall. And then, so what I did was I was really poor as a student. Like, all the money I had was like from education maintenance allowance, which is like £30 a week or something absolutely terrible. Bear in mind, I paid for my Reading ticket festival all on EMA, which is an achievement in itself. But nonetheless, I used that money. I used that money to buy a megabus and back.
You bought a whole megabus?
Get up at... Oh, a whole one, yeah, bro. With VMA, it's only like 30 quid in it. Fuck me. No, I bought a ticket, I bought a ticket on the megabus from Swansea to London, dude. 5 hours. 5 hours. It stops in Cardiff, Newport, and then I think Bridgend as well. And it's just like, oh, do these people need to get on? Can we get to London already, man? And like, I literally woke up at like, I think the first coach was at like 6 a.m. That was the only one at that time. And I couldn't afford a train because it's like 80 quid. And like, I used to travel all the way up there, spend the whole day in London, sleep deprived as fuck. And then I would literally be probably one of the first people in that queue to get into Fire Club in Vauxhall to see Zadu. And I would literally stay up all night, skank my tits off, and then I wouldn't even go to sleep. I'd wait for the club lights to come on, and then I would go walk all the way back to Victoria and wait for my megabus back at 9 a.m. But like, it's what I had to do to go to London to see the thing. So I was poor as shit, man. Really poor.
Yeah. Did you know
but
people?
Like, also,
did you know people that were there?
No,
were you going on your ones like completely?
On my ones. Like, nobody was interested in dubstep, man. My whole college, like, they were like, drum or bass or die, motherfucker. So I was like, I guess I'm on my ones. But I made friends there. I actually made friends there, and I'm still like friends with them today. From like the first couple of times I've been to ERG and stuff like that. But the reason why I wanted to call it Vauxhall Tarot is because after like I convinced a few of my mates to come over. My flatmate James is one of my best friends, and he used to have a real big thing for dubstep. Not anymore. He's not too keen on it anymore. But like, he was more of a bro step kid, And that all turned atonal, man. He was like, "Nah, fuck this. I don't want to know." I showed him Marauder's live set. Is like, "Is this what it is now?" Yeah. I'm like,
That's what it's come to.
And this is what it is, bro. And we used to have like a little funny fucking meme, me and him, like a inside joke, where if a tune was so good, we'd literally stop dancing on the dance floor and just look at each other and be like, "We're gonna fucking leave now because that tune is way too heavy to be legal." And I tried. It was obviously some kind of mad fucking tear out and all that, and I tried to recreate that song that would make us leave the club. Like, you know, it's kind of like what that was to me. And yeah, it was just an ode to London, man. And all the London fucking goers, man, because they're like not immediate family. But
yeah.
I still think it's a really good community, and dubstep is mad deprived in London.
I just want to bring it back slightly to Defyre and the people that you are tutoring. And you mentioned a few names, but I'd love if you could go through them again, and if you wouldn't mind just giving us a bit of an insight into what their respective sounds are like, and you know what we can look out for from them, stuff like that. And you can include JoeB again as well if you want.
Yeah, JoeB not necessarily is on Defyre. Some of these students have just come to me directly. And I actually wouldn't even say JoeB is a proper student. He's kind of had one lesson with me or a couple, and then, you know, he did his own thing. But like, that's how he was able to kind of get in touch with me, and I was kind of like, you know, able to get him onto certain labels like audio and stuff like that, and then Never Say Die. But he deserves it, man. He absolutely deserves it. The people on Defyre, I think the first people that spring to mind are like Omas, Mr. Fink as well. Mr. Fink is a really cool guy. I think he has super potential. There's also some like I think he's gone with the name Full Swing at the moment, and he's infusing funk and dubstep. But he basically is like fully trained jazz musician, and so his intros are incredible. Like really like mad like improvisation. Everything, like all the horns are done with MIDI, but it sounds real, and he's absolutely smashed it. It's just when he gets to the drop, it's kind of like, oh, it's not very good. But the guy has made tremendous moves, and I think the improvement that he's made right now, he could like easily be the next Cohen sound in like 2 years, I'd say. And I honestly think he like all he needs. I know it's a massive statement. Maybe I'll have to rethink about that. But but the thing about Cohen sound is that they know music theory. They know how to do funk really well. He's already got that. For me, that's harder than sound design. Well, maybe I haven't tried, but like, I'm just teaching him sound design and all the basics, and now he's going on he knows like the very basics of Serum, and he's absolutely killing it. Right now, every single song he makes, it just gets better. So I have huge hopes for him. Speed Shift and Doc Lock, I've actually just become really good friends with, I think. And like, I've just been helping them be the very best they can be. Doc Lock's got a real good ear for melodic intros, and he has like this almost like Spaghetti sort of vibe, full of energy. He just needs a little bit of work on like not oversaturating his songs. But other than that, he has super potential. Speed Shift as well. He's making absolute strides forward, and you know, all thanks to me, obviously. But no, he recently got a new laptop, which I've been telling him to do. I was like, bro, you need to get a new laptop, because his like, I don't know, he had like a really old Mac, and now he literally got the latest one, and he made something I had to include on the XL7 mix. I was like, well, obviously it was the technology that was making you crap, mate. So now he's got a good laptop. He's actually sick.
Amazing. That's great.
Yeah, he's getting along really well, and big ups to all of them. Was there another person that I had? Demonize as well. Demonize, he did the Hellburst flip. He's incredible as well. I think everyone here should definitely go check him out, because it's like these guys that are definitely going to be some of the people that you should be looking at in the future.
And that is that's eyes spelled as in eyes, isn't it? At the end of the word.
Yeah, but he's got a Z on it. I guess it would be a SEO nightmare if he had S on the end. I don't know. He put a Z in there just to be sick in it.
You got to put those Zs in. You got to put the Vs in. You got to do all of that. You know, you just got to do it.
You can't have too much though. Obviously, you look like a PS4 fucking network name. Yeah, I don't know.
Has anyone come to you on Defyre who just wants to make completely different music to dubstep? I mean, you talked about the funk before, but like, someone who's a D&B producer, for example, or a trap producer or a house producer? Has anyone come through to you that's just like, I just want to make that kind of stuff? Or if they did, would you give the same amount of advice or the same type of advice as you would to a dubstep producer?
I think that's depending on a couple of things. Like I have loads of on the daily feedback streams I do there. I get all sorts, man. I get like almost like Rocket League-esque Monster Cat sort of house, like captures and everything, and then I get like techno. But I don't feel like I can give very good feedback on techno because I guess it's supposed to be thumpy and loud. But in dubstep, you're not supposed to have like muddy kicks and everything, but that's a part of the genre. And then I'm like, yeah, I guess it's good. I don't listen to techno enough to be really critical about it. I can only just spot like mixdown mistakes and everything. But yeah, you get all sorts in Defyre. I think it was primarily for dubstep, but then they were like, oh, we can just do all genres. Because if there's a problem, like an obvious problem in the mix, anyone who produces at a high level will spot it. And it's just like things about ideas. Like I know what's a good dubstep idea, and I not necessarily don't know what a bad deep house techno vibe track is supposed to sound like, because to me it just sounds over and over, repeating over and over and again, and then I'm like, it's so boring. Why it's just the same thing over and again, and I have to realize, oh yeah, that's all deep house. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I don't know anything about deep house.
On the topic of genres and dubstep in particular, there has been there's been an upsurge. You know, we're talking about you being more melodic with your music going forward and stuff, and the genre is on that kind of trajectory at the moment. You know, a lot more melody is being infused into the heaviness, and kind of, even if it's still rhythm, even if it's still quite dark, metallic, industrial at its core, the melody is shining through much more now. You know, Rushdown are putting out EPs every week, and you have Halcyon, of course, which has just come to the forefront last couple of months or so. How do you feel about where dubstep's at the moment, and do you kind of see that melodic thing, but melody generally in dubstep continuing, and, you know, where do you see the genre going forward in the imminent future?
Yeah, well, I think right now, as I said earlier, streams are king. It's the only way that you can sort of verify that you're doing well, rather than crowd attendance. Because, you know, that's the only thing we have. There is no dance floor. There is no anything like that. So I think what people are looking for, they're looking for songs that they can stream more. And I think the melodic way is garnering more attention because it's lighter on the ear. You don't have to, you know, would you rather listen to some heavy tear out in the morning when you just woke up, or something a little bit more melodic? I don't know. Don't answer that, Connor. I know you.
No,
you're going to say the heavy shit. You're going to say the heavy shit, dude.
I like it all equally. I like it all equally. There's no genre I outright love. There's no genre I outright hate. There are songs from
that's it, mate. Play it safe. Play it safe. Play it safe, bro.
I'm doing my job, mate. All right, you do your job and answer the bloody question. How about that?
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, man. Fucking melodic rhythm's amazing. I think Papa Khan also put something on Twitter that was like, I was like, what? That's so cool. But I also think people want a little bit more meaning, because every other song, like bands, pop music, they all have some underlying meaning or tone. Especially pop music, you have to have vocals in it, talking about or singing about any kind of like something that has a deeper meaning. I think dubstep wasn't really about that in, you know, big festivals. Why does anyone care about the meaning of a song at a festival, especially one that you've not heard before? Like, you just want to hear bangers in festivals. And I think when you take that away, people are like, well, I would want to have something that is a little bit more meaningful, even if it doesn't have any vocals, it doesn't have anything. Like, you can convey emotion through melody. You can make things happy, you can make things sad, uplifting, all that kind of stuff. And I think with like melodic rhythm and where that's going, it conveys emotion a lot more in like the theory of the music that they're putting out. Everything needs a lot more vocals and it needs more meaning behind it. And I think that's where things are going to be a lot more appreciated at a time like this, because people aren't going out and dancing. People are listening on these. So how can we have a song that's going to get more streams? And that's, I think, is through melody and emotion. So big up to the Future Rhythm kids. They're on the right path. I really do think so. But as soon as festivals come in, that's going straight in the bin. We're back to the heavy shit. I don't know. I can't predict the future. I'm not that much of a prophet, man.
Okay. Just a bit of product placement there. Why not?
Myself, dude. This whole thing is an advert.
I mean, to be fair, your debut album did come out today, so you can. By now.
There we are.
Buy it. Okay, cool. That's awesome that you're on this kind of melodic wave. I suppose that you're appreciating it, and you can see it kind of having a say more going forward. I find that awesome, and I think it's been a good chat. Really enjoyed getting your thoughts on all of those questions and being able to celebrate this big release for you. It's big, man. I'm honestly like, I want to know what you would say if you saw Toby, 18-year-old Toby, at that Vauxhall club, 18 years old. Genuinely, what do you think? You can't give anything away, but what would you say to him?
If I was to meet 18-year-old Toby, I think the answer I would probably, or a lot of people were thinking that I would give is like, oh, just don't give up, and everything will be all right. You'll get to do what you want to do. But I always had a deterministic mindset to things like this, and I think I had the mindset, if I don't give up, at one point I'll get somewhere, right? At one point it will be like, all come all into fruition. But yeah, I think I would have probably just left him or just watched him dance on the dance floor and been like, you look like a mess, mate. And just watched him sort of skank. I don't know if I would say anything. It would just freak me out.
It freak you out seeing yourself.
The 18-year-old me would be like, I don't know what someone put in my drink, but I'm now seeing myself. I think I'll be like, oh, I need to go home. And then I realise I probably can't because my megabus home is at 9.
Well, I mean, it's an honest answer. I like it. It's just straight up, and it's so you. And you're just being you to you, and that's the way it should be.
If I had to ask him a question, I'd be like, "Yo, buy me a drink. I look exactly like you," and he'd be like, "Okay." I was like, "Oh no!" I'll go up to him. It's like, "Will you be my friend?" And I'll be like, "Oh my god, yes! I'll happily be your friend because I have no friends here. They're just dancing on my own."
That is, I mean, that is what would have happened. Yeah. But that's a good answer. But yeah, before we wrap things up, what can we expect from you going forward, music-wise, in the immediate future? Obviously, your debut album, your biggest project yet, has just come out. No, I'm going to stop saying that. This massive compilation has come out. But what else have you got in the old pipeline?
It's literally just like release after release. I'm not going to slow down. I think people think I release a lot of music. It's because I literally just make songs and it's out there straight away. Maybe something bigger. I'm thinking maybe not a 4-track EP, maybe a 6 one with deeper meaning. Oh, do you know what? Do you know what I should do, man? I should do a concept album. That's what I should do.
Yeah,
that would be interesting. That would be interesting to see. I might see if I can whip that up. But I've never done anything like that before. But that could work. Basically, more music with more sort of twists. I've been telling my students right now, it's like, it's open season with music. You don't have to make music for the DJ. Literally just do whatever you want. Take inspiration from like polyrhythm and how groundbreaking that was. Key changes, tempo changes, they're all not safe from me and my students, because I'm telling them now, we have to this is the time where you break molds in dubstep, you break the rules. Because, if no DJ wants to play it, they won't play it. They won't play it to anyone because they don't have shows. So it's now just, I'm thinking about more music with more depth and more meaning, but I'm still keeping the heaviness, obviously. That isn't going to go away. I'll always love that shit. It's just going to be a much bigger infusion of the two, for sure.
Amazing.
That's what's going to come out. And more teaching. and all that. Yeah.
Sick. And well, I do have to be cheeky here because some people will probably say, "Oh, you could have asked that," but here I am. Collaborations. Is there anyone that you're working with, or that you can say that you're working with, or that you plan to work with going forward?
I mean, I do have a few in the works, but whether they come out to actually be songs is another story. Because collabing is actually really difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Frustrating. It is, because sometimes you're not feeling what they've done, they're not feeling what you've done, they never reply. And then I'm just like, I'm now becoming a collab incel, because I'm now like, well, it's just never going to work. So I'm now just thinking, I don't need to collab with anyone. But there are some in the works, definitely. And I think they're actually being more successful than previous ones. But I'm thinking not collabing with the big boys, because the big people in the scene have probably collab requests every day, like a hot girl on Tinder. They have it all the time, and they probably have loads on the go. And I'm just like, I would rather collab with someone who was good and would give me the time of day, So I'm thinking people on the same level as me or lower at the moment. It's some people that I would want to work with. Possibly some of my students, maybe. I don't know. That would be a huge break for them. But I think for the majority of the rest of the year, it's just me, baby. I am the best person to collab with, because I know what I like, and I won't disagree with myself and all that shit. So yeah, don't expect too many collabs from me. Maybe I'll steal someone else's sound design, and then it'll just be like a pretend collab on it.
God, imagine. And you reply to your own messages as well. I would like to think.
Oh yeah, it's like, where's that thing? Oh yeah, it's right here, mate. Oh cheers. And then James comes and knocks on my door and is like, "You're right there. You're talking to yourself again." It's like, "I'm just teaching, mate. Don't worry." I'm just on an interview with Nawtystep, and he's like, "Yeah, bro, go to bed."
Sick. Awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that kind of wraps it up. It's been fantastic talking to you and getting your insight on all of these topics, and obviously, again, celebrating this big compilation that's just come out. Go and check it out. I mean, I know that everyone watching this video will check it out at some point. I am going to be checking it out on Sunday when I live review it.
Oh, yeah. You better give me a bloody good review, mate. Or I'm gonna find out where you live, right?
Or you're gonna log into my channel and you're gonna delete all my videos. Oh my! Can you imagine?
Well, I'll just dub over you, mate. It's like, well, I actually thought today's out was really good. And it's just over you.
Some next level ASMR right over everything I say. Like,
it was really good.
XL7 out now.
Brilliant.
Go cop it.
It's out. Go cop it, babe.
Oh, fucking good. But yeah, thank you very much, Toby, for coming on and doing this interview. And what can I say? It might be the first of many. So, sir, you are the first, officially the first proper interviewee, would it be, on the channel?
Let's go.
Yeah, so. First of many. Yeah. Who knows? Keep it naughty. Just say keep it naughty for us all, Toby.
Keep it naughty. Keep it naughty. There you go.
Come on. Here we are. We're out here. Come on. And yeah, see all of you legends in the next one. Peace out.
Ciao, ciao.